Aria Blake, how did you get started? And how did you even know?
How did I find out what wrestling really is?
Where can I go to even do this?
Yeah, I saw it on TV and was a fan forever. And, well, maybe not forever, like a while. And I was like, hey, I need to do this. And at the time, there was FCW in Tampa, and I lived just north of Clearwater, 45-ish minutes. It was on Dale Mabry. I'm like, okay, they offered beginner classes. Like, you don't have to know anything. You can show up, you pay the training fee like you would do anywhere else, and you learn from the ground up. It wasn't like, oh, you had to get signed and be this amazing indie darling. But that was my plan. And then by the time I had just turned 18 or slightly after and finally had I was making money from the part-time job I had while going to school, I was like, I can save up, go to FCW, and then it folds. So there is no more FCW. It's a building that I think turned into a kid's trampoline place or something now. But
so you weren't going to go into gymnastics at that point, right?
I'd already done that. I started gymnastics when I was 2. I was over it by the time I was 18, 19, whatever. So that place closed, and it kind of just threw a wrench in my plans. I'm like, I don't have the funds to move anywhere. I knew that there were schools in Orlando, Miami, Canada, Mexico, all over the place. I've looked up schools, but I'm like, I just can't afford it while I'm trying to go and get my degree. And my degree is I need that from my mom. I can't just drop it while I'm in the middle of it. So I one day was online and I saw this wrestling company pop up that was based in Newport Richey, which, like I said, is half hour north of me, not that far. So I hit them up. They needed a ring girl, someone to just sit in a chair like this and collect the jackets from all the guys and the belts and whatever have yous. So I was into that. I was like, yes, this is my break. I'm getting into wrestling. And it was just a pinky toe in the door. But from there, they established a school. I'd say about half a year later, maybe if that. And Jay Lethal did one of their shows and became the trainer. He had trained people up north in the New Jersey area, came down here, wanted to open his own school again. The school, or the promotion was well, we want a school. So they merged together, came up with some kind of agreement, and thus the academy was born. And we trained in a warehouse kind of thing. I don't even know how to describe it because it's not just a warehouse, it's anywhere. It's, those strips of steel looking buildings where it's right here's car detailing, right here's CrossFit, right here's a wrestling ring.
Everything one on top of the other, right? Yeah.
Industrial park, I don't know what you call it, but it was one of those, and that's how I started. And that is how I still kind of train to this day.
Now, you mentioned it a little bit, but where are you from in Florida?
I was born in Clearwater, and I live a little bit north of there in a small town called Palm Harbor.
And where did you play your high school soccer?
Palm Harbor University High School, but I actually played competitive soccer.
Travel as well.
Yeah, so I was school team. Oh my gosh, there's bugs. What kind of venue are we in? School team, I just didn't have time to do both. I tried out, got the good news, but I'm trying to take AP classes, and I'm already playing soccer on one team. I'm doing basketball cheerleading at the school. So that was the only sport I did officially through my school. But it was a lot, so no high school soccer, but kind of.
When you played your competitive soccer, what position did you play?
All of them. I started on defense when I was in 4th grade, 3rd grade. From there, I moved up to a midfielder for the longest time, got decent cardio out of it. And then I became a goalie forever. And I was the smallest person on the team, but cheerleading, I was able to jump all over the place, no problem. No regard for my knees or my ankles either. But I was never a forward. I never scored a goal, and I played soccer for over a decade. Never scored a goal. I came very close once. I kicked it, and one of my teammates got in the way, and it hit her off the back. And I'm just you saw my moment.
Those are bad dreams. Those are nightmares.
That was a moment that I never got, and I almost did.
You know what? You're gonna have to get in one of these women's leagues that they play at one of the parks or something, just to say you scored a goal.
I have to be better than the locals playing in the field. No, I'm just kidding.
Aria, then you mentioned college. So where are you going to college, and what are you majoring in?
I go to University of South Florida, St. Petersburg, and I major in mass communications. It's specifically journalism and digital communications. And I graduate, today's the 2nd. I graduate a week from tomorrow, December 10th. So I'm almost done.
Yes, good for you. It's always, and obviously it's always good to have the college degree.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah, my mom let me know. I know.
So that's a good thing for you to have and all. But now, obviously, you're doing well in the wrestling circuit. What do you want to do with the degree, though? What are your interests?
Wipe my butt. Nothing. I don't, like, I'm gonna have to use it realistically if I want to really start wrestling and making money to invest in wrestling and myself more. I don't know what I want to do with it. I mean, it's mass comm, so it's pretty general. I can do a lot of stuff with it.
Social media is so much communication.
That's what I've been thinking. I was like, social media maintenance for a company or public relations, because I've been published in newspapers and all that online. I was an online editor, all that type of stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I did my journalism part. Like, I love it, but I'm like, I want to kind of explore more of how technology is moving towards social media, especially in digital communications. So we'll see. I don't know. This is literally the weirdest time of my life because I'm like, I have to become an adult in a month and get a real job with this degree. I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Pro wrestling.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with my degree. I mean, pro wrestling is gonna always have my heart and be my focus.
You already have a degree in pro wrestling, so this will be a second degree now for you.
Thanks.
Oh. All right, so we'll wrap this up. Some of the wrestlers you worked with that you felt you had really good matches with, you look forward to wrestling. Who are some of the ones you put on there? 'Cause you've had a lot of matches so far in your young career, young lady.
Well, this is biased, but I love Selena De La Renta, as you know. She's my tag partner. But we wrestled last night at I Believe in Wrestling. It was a triple threat. It turned into a singles match between us, and it was really fun. It's like, yeah, that's my best friend, but like, you hit your friends the hardest, and it's like we can look at each other after, be real mad about it, but we're like, all right, we're friends. So that's always so fun. And I think I was one of her first singles matches like a year ago. So I'm like, it's really funny to see how it's different working from when we barely knew each other to being like bestest of friends. But she's not the only person I like. I really like Dynamite Dee. She's been here at Platinum before. I like Roxy Rouge. She's in the Florida area, but I don't believe she's made her way here yet. Not just quite yet. One of my favorite, if not my favorite matches ever was with Sue Young for Girl Fight. Again in October 2016, it was a busy month. That was one of my first matches. That was the first match I had with somebody that I'm like, she absolutely knows what she's doing. She's not somebody that's been around for like a year or two or a handful like me. Like, it's somebody that I can honestly look up to and ask and be like, help me. Like she was just really fun to work with, and she's so creative. I loved it. That was my favorite match.
And who would you like to work with? I guess we can go indies, we could go WWE, NXT, just if there's someone out there or a few out there that you would like to work with, who would those be?
Sasha Banks is who I'd want to work with the most, so I guess that covers WWE. NXT, I really want to work with Kairi Sane. Especially since I've watched like Stardom, and I'm like, she's so good, when is she going to NXT? And then she wins the Mae Young Classic. I'm like, I want to wrestle her one day so badly. I would really like to wrestle Taya Valkyrie. We've met in like practice matches, but never like a live event kind of thing. Same with Evilise. I think she's really great too. Allison Kay is really good. Mia Yim's really good. There's so many.
There's so many there. Isn't that amazing? You're at a great time right now.
Yeah, I like
with
it.
women's wrestling. It's just awesome, and there's so many talented women out there, and all over the world, which is really cool.
Definitely.
All right, this is the last one. We're wrapping this up. We're running out of time, so I'm gonna tell you what. I gotta ask you this question, and I'm going off the books on this one.
Oh no. I knew that
the hair,
it was going to be about my hair.
I had to bring up the hair.
That's why I moved my hand. I was like, I know it's going to be about my hair. Yeah, it's different since you've last seen it. I got this yesterday. This 16 and 18 inch. This isn't real, but it doesn't matter because it looks cute.
Aria Blank, Platinum Pro Diamond Division champ.
And I'm still going to be the champ after this.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Social media.
The Aria Blake. Spell my name right everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have the Snapchat, but I don't use it. Pay attention to my Instagram story. We also have Spoiled Brats accounts. They are at Spoiled Brats MA. That is on Twitter, Instagram. It's probably our Facebook page. You guys know technology. Just type in the name and you'll find it. I have a pro wrestling tee store. I am a fully gimmicked ambassador. I have a store through them. And I have a bunch of new merch coming out. Pins, snapbacks,
10 seconds.
Baseball tees. Buy all my stuff and I will keep wrestling and be happy.